Hi, I'm Matt Thompson. I'm the coach of the Patoka Patriots group. All right, first off, I'll start off with I was blessed to be able to coach such a talented group of boys who are very coachable and athletic. Watching these boys grow as players, as teammates, and as people along the way has been a real joy to do. Our team had a really great season. Consists of mainly Patoka second graders. We have one first grader from Patoka and one kindergartner from Patoka. We also have a kindergarten kid from Vandalia and a second grader from St. Peter, who are all both huge assets to our team. Someone had mentioned all Patoka kids, and I just wanted to be sure that I threw out that we had some out-of-towners there too to give them some love, because I don't think we could have done it without them. But we always say Patoka a lot, but that's because every kid who joins us is family. And once you become part of the team, no matter where you live, that's what you are, is your family here, and we consider you part of Patoka. As I stated, we had a great year. I heard about the Pony 8U PINTO International Classic, made a phone call to Steve Miller down there, and just told him that I'd like to get my team some experience of the international play and playing some harder teams that we haven't seen before. And we are accepted as participants, and we've been looking forward to it all summer. I'll say that we went into this tournament just going for the experience itself, meeting kids from out of country, not expecting too much. I knew I had a talented group, so I believed that if we played our A game, we'll be fine and hang with the bunch of teams down there. I have 3 other coaches that are at my side who add a lot of value to the team, and I just knew it was going to be just fine getting down there. All right, on Thursday night, we got down there and was invited to a picnic with all the teams. They had a little home run derby, fastest base runner competitions, which we had 2 boys in each one of those. The boys did great. Fell short of winning some medals on that, but I was proud of them anyway. They really pulled it together at night and really competed. Our first game started Friday morning, playing a tough team out of Kankakee. Back and forth the whole game, and we ended up coming out on top at the very end of that, 5-4. So I was very proud of the boys coming out winning our first game whenever we wasn't expecting to win anything. So I was already proud. We continued that evening to play a salty Mattoon team, and it was back and forth the whole game as well. We ended up defeating them guys 8-5. So going into Friday night, as I was laying there in bed, I was thinking, you know, my expectations changed a little bit. We went down there expecting not to win anything, and then seeing how the boys were playing and pulled it together, I thought, you know what, we got a chance. Now my expectations were set high for them. You know, I was proud of them, but then I knew, you know what, we could do this. So I was excited for Saturday morning's game to see what was going to come. Saturday morning, we played the Marion All-Stars. They were a good group of boys, but once again, we didn't commit a single error that game. Bats were rallying, and we were pulling double plays. I mean, looking smooth, looking like an older team out there. We won that game 13-3. Had to sit out a few games in between. We had quite a bit of time, so made the experience a little bit more fun. And we went out to Giant City, and I threw a rope up on some of the climbs there and let some of the boys do some climbing, kind of chase down some of their fears. Some of them was a little scared and nervous to climb the rocks, but hey, they did it, and I was proud of them for doing that. So we did a little bit more than just baseball while we were there. Some of them went back and swam, and I was just proud. We came out that evening to play Bonaire international team. The boys knew we've been talking about it all along, and now we get to face one. So I think going into that, boys were nervous, not sure what to expect, playing that international team. So their nerves was kind of getting the best of them. We came out flat, beginning of the game. They jumped up on us 5-0. We ended up putting a run back, and 5-1. They come out, get another one, jump on us, 6 6-1. And we went back to the dugout and told them, hey, keep your head up. Let's go out there and have fun. We're always reminding the boys, baseball is fun. We're set up to fail, and baseball is a game of failure. When you're successful, it's great. So we just told the boys, get out there and have fun. When you're having fun, you play well. They came back in, rallied back, made it a 6-6 ball game, but we couldn't hold on long. Kind of fell apart a little bit again, and they beat us 10-6. I don't want to take away from Bon Air being a great team, but we committed 8 errors that really hurt us, giving up a lot of runs. But hey, it is what it is. That's baseball. So I wasn't discouraged by the loss. The boys wasn't discouraged by the loss. It just meant that we got to play more games on Sunday. We placed second, which meant that we got 3 games to play to make it to the championship. I kind of had a sense of ease knowing that we lost 1 game going into Sunday. As much as we wanted to go 4-0, I felt like we kind of needed that loss so that our confidence kind of dropped a little bit, and these boys had to kind of remember, hey, we can be beat, but we got to come back and play hard every game. So I kind of think that helped us out a lot. All right, Sunday morning. Whew. Couldn't hardly sleep on Saturday night. Coming into Sunday morning, the nerves was there a little bit. I was excited, I was nervous, I was anxious, ready to see what was going to happen. I knew that we had Waltonville. They were in another pool. I wasn't too sure what to expect out of that group, so we came out and we jumped on them early. I was able to sit some of my main players and let some that didn't get a lot of field playing time in. And I was thankful for that, because as a coach, you want to play all the kids equally, but when it comes down to the grind, you just got to put your kids where they need to be. So let's talk about Waltonville a little bit. We came out, played them guys. Boys got relaxed. Music was playing a little bit. They were dancing. They looked comfortable. And when they can get comfortable and relax in a position, that's what's great about it. So like I said, we jumped on Waltonville pretty early and ended up beating them guys 17-1. As a coach playing a team like that, you want your team to be confident and stuff, but you also want to keep them humble. So we kept them humble because we knew going to the next game was going to have a big fight on our hand. Was going to see Kankakee again, and we knew what kind of battle we had with them guys the first time, so we knew that was going to be just as lit as we was coming in on Sunday to try to make it to the championship. So they weren't to be overlooked. They were competitors just as we were, but we were able to come through on that game with a 11-10 win. It was the top of the 6th, I believe. We were up by 1. That a kid hit it. Well, we got 2 outs going into that. They had a kid hit it, get a single, kind of start putting the pressure on us a little bit. Another kid really hit a hard one up the middle. Our second baseman, wasn't sure exactly what happened. I had their coach standing in front of me, but all I know is I was trying to look around him, and as I looked around him, our second baseman was scrambling, kind of laying by the base, like reaching his hands around, trying to find the ball. Ended up finding it, turned around, dove to the bag at second there, and tagged it before the runner made it with a good force out to end the game 11-10. So it's kind of a dramatic ending for us, which was great because the boys were pumped. They brought a lot of momentum going into the next game. They were all back-to-back games. We played at 11, got a little break between, but then we came back out, played Kankakee at, I believe, 3:30, and we took about a 15-minute break. That's asking, do you want a 30-minute break? I wanted that for the kids, but I didn't want that for the kids. We wanted to stay on fire. We wanted to stay warm, so I said, hey, 15 minutes works for us. They got a quick drink, got back to the dugout, said a few words to them, and we had a tough fight on our hands. I knew it was going to be a battle, and it felt like a battle playing a tough El Dorado team, the Eagles. Didn't really know this going into it, but they ended up being a 21-0 team coming into this. So if I kind of would have known that, I might have been a little bit more nervous going into it, but I said, well, it's just another team that we're going to have to face. Didn't think nothing of it. So we start playing those guys. Again, a straight battle. Went into the bottom of the 6th with a tie ball game, 6-6. I had my number 4 batter coming up, He hit a hard one, got on first base. Had my number 5 batter, who was ready for some revenge. Previously, he had struck out leading into that. So we told him, like, you're going to come out here, you're just going to show everybody what you're made of. You're going to put bat the ball. My other coach told him, he said, now's your time. Now's your time to hit a home run. You got this. So he got up there. First pitch, our coach pitcher, Joe Eddy, threw. He just got a hold of it. As soon as it came off the bat, everybody threw their hands up. We already knew it was gone. It just came off hot. It landed behind, I think left field and right field was about 150 and center field was 200, but it landed well over 40, 50 feet over the fence. So it was gone in a hurry. But that was a pretty dramatic ending to make us win 8-6. But everybody met him at home plate, going crazy, adrenaline going. And they're headed back to the dugout. So as they're coming back to the dugout, I just kind of, I'm sitting there, I'm in awe, I'm excited, I'm anxious, ready for the next game. And I tell the boys, hey, let's take a knee. So we take a knee, and it's like the adrenaline stopped. And we walked out of the woods from a battle and got into the safe zone, took a knee. I looked at the boys, and they were looking at me, and I didn't have the words. I was at a loss of words on what to say to them. So I sat there for a minute just looking at them. And this group of boys had sweat just pouring off their face. Dirt. We're playing on turf. I don't even know where they got the dirt from. But anyway, that dirt running off their face. They looked beat. They looked worn out. But they weren't beaten. They were out but not beaten. These boys were zoned in looking at me like, this group of boys, they're 6 and 8 year olds. Imagine putting all those guys in a huddle together. They normally talk and are messing with their shoes, picking grass, picking stuff up, but none of them were doing that. They were just staring at me, waiting for me to say something. I was at loss of what to say. They're 6 and 8 year olds, but they were zoned in, wasn't doing any of that, and I was just ecstatic about it all. Like I said, the silence and the sweaty looks was just crazy. They looked exhausted, but I noticed a fire in their eyes, the focus they had, and they looked at me and waited for what I had to say next. I was a little overcome by it all, so like I said, loss of words. The look in their eyes, they already knew they were champions. They felt like champions, and they were determined to take home this win. They made me believe it too. I knew we had it in the bag. Just by their faces in the huddle, I knew we had it in the bag. I never saw them like that. So leaving the huddle, like I said, I didn't have a whole lot to say. I just looked down and said, all I said was, boys, you worked hard, too hard to give up now. You earned this title, and you're going to go out and get it. Let's go. And that's what I remember telling them. I said, one pitch at a time, one inning at a time, one game at a time. And here we are, the game for the championship. So the time comes, we come out, and we bring the heat against the well-rounded, hard competitive international Bonnier team. We jumped early, and there was no looking back. These boys played with all their heart, their souls, and they gave it their all. To say I am proud of these boys is an understatement. We beat Bonnier 9-2 to take home the Pony Pinto 8U International Classic Championship.
A championship that you were just happy for the experience to show up, and all of a sudden you're the champions.
We're the champions. We go down just to have fun. We told the boys going down, no nerves, no pressure, just have fun. Kind of turned all the way around on us. We felt the pressure, we had fun, but we enjoyed it all, and we took it in.
You feel, and I'm sure you felt all the support from the community, not just in Patoka, but the surrounding communities and Facebook messages and all of that. That had to be a big deal for you and the kids too.
Oh man, all over the place. Facebook was blowing up, text messages was blowing up. People I don't even know was liking it. Teams that we beat was liking post. Everybody's just having a good time and supporting us, especially back home here. I can't believe all the people that showed up to watch the games, and everybody jumping on and commenting and just really supporting these boys, and it was just awesome to see.
My name is Keaton Thompson, and I play outfield, pitcher, and catcher.
My name is Corey Thompson. I play infield. Playing different countries and winning.
We practice a lot, and my teammates are awesome.
First of all, I'm the coach of Patoka Patriots, of course, and these are my boys here, so they're here with me. Got a lot of other kids on the team, but they just so happen to be here with me. So I'm going to share a little bit of our experience down there. It was like no other. It was pretty awesome. Having those interactions with the other teams, hearing their stories, watching the boys play and interact with the kids from around the world, as well as us coaches, having the opportunity to make new friends and memories with people thousands of miles away. It was incredible and just something we'll never forget. I think everybody can say that. From the players to the coaches to the fans, communicating with their fans, to even we have a bunch of the older boys, that their younger brothers play, and they was able to get out and throw some footballs around with Japan's coaches. They got out there and joined them, just having some great interaction. So we're all people and just having fun, interacting with one another. So like I said, it's just an experience that we'll never forget. I like to share a little story about Bonaire. So the group that was there, some of the international teams, they're known as the ABC Islands, Aruba, and I might kill the name of this one, but it's Curacao and Bonaire, so ABC Islands. Well, I was talking to one of the players' fathers from Bonaire, and he said, we're a little different than Aruba and Curacao. He said their government allows, I guess, the lottery winnings that they get goes to youth programs, and those two countries allow their kids to travel out of country at 8 years old and so on. But Bonaire did not. They wanted to get theirs started at 12. So they didn't really have that opportunity. Well, they convinced them guys to try to pay some of it. I guess it cost around $50,000 for them to travel here, and the government gave them $30,000. So the father I was speaking with happened to own a restaurant. He was telling me that they did all these barbecues and fundraisers to come up with the other $20,000 to get them here. So as I was sitting there talking to him, very respectful. Their kids were respectful, polite. He was telling me that they spoke multiple different languages, and he was pretty fluent in English. So I was able to have a really good conversation with him. But he grabbed his medal and said, "Second place is good for us." And he said, "This is something to prove." He said, because now our 12U is in Honduras, I guess, and they were playing down there, and he said, kind of with a smirk on his face, and said, "They're 1-7." And he said, we're bringing home second place. And he said, so that goes to show that our youth programs, letting these boys go play at a younger age, gives them the experience, lets them see all of this. He said, so the time they get to that 12U, they know what they're doing, and hopefully they can turn around and maybe win it, like us. But he was talking to me, like I said, very respectful guy. I was telling him how good of a team they were, and he come out, he said, we made errors starting out, but he said, take those errors away, you guys still beat us 5-2. He said, you guys were a great group, and he said, you guys earned it, and we are proud of you guys. Like I said, very respectful team and fans, and we enjoyed every moment of it. The talks, the playing, and everything.